Hey. How are we all doing? Great to see you all. Thank you very much for obviously joining me tonight. We will be doing, of course, I look back at this week, what's gone on, and obviously looking at all that good stuff. I was just looking at Coinbase actually on Friday. Didn't realise it finished minus 16.7%. Wow. That was a battering, wasn't it? Nick, how we doing? Hello to you. Howdy, Steve. James says, fist bump. Yes, fist bump to you, my man. Yo, lads. Hello, Dunder Thunder. How we doing, mate? Wagwan. Good stuff. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me. It's great to obviously have you all here. How's everyone's weekend been? Let me know in the chat. How's it been? Have you been up to anything exciting? Have you been trading much over the weekend? And of course, have you been, trying to catch the Bitcoin bottom? Or have you kind of stayed away from the market? Or what has been going on for you? Let me know. I think it's in a really interesting place now, Bitcoin, isn't it? Where obviously the low, in an ideal world, a low would be in. Whether it is in or not is obviously a different story. Now, the CME gap was actually right about around where we are at the moment, which is interesting. So there shouldn't really, obviously, unless anything dramatic happens in the next 3 hours and 14 minutes, there shouldn't actually really be too much of a CME gap today, which is quite interesting to see that. So yeah, we'll keep having a look anyway, and we'll see obviously what's going on. Dump it and pump it. Yeah, man, I'm all good. Thank you, Dunder. Thank you. I guess it's going to drop again. Still in a short though. Pump finally coming to life. Have held it through all this up and down. Let's see. Actually, I haven't looked at pump since. I know obviously you're quite clued up, aren't you, Steve-O? Where is it? Pump. Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, it held. So it went all the way down. Oh no, wait, that was on Tuesday, sorry. So it held it's held pretty well, hasn't it? Throughout obviously the Bitcoin drop, it didn't really do anything. Just went down to 2.4 and then it's obviously pumped up. So if you pardon the pun anyway. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks set. Obviously, if the market makes a U-turn, then that could, it could find itself quite on the good side. Thunder Thunder's got a good long on uni. Who longed pump? Steve-O. Steve in UK in the chat. So you're in from 2638. BPN is up 1,000% on pump. Can't wait to round trip. The thing is, I don't know. The fact it's been really strong on it, and obviously the market didn't really dump down at all. So yeah, I think obviously the market starts to turn up. It seems like it could have a bit of a run again, which would be interesting. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. Well done to obviously you guys that are up on pump. XLM's having an 8% day. Stonksy's been doing its magic again. So over throughout this volatile period, there's nothing better than when we actually get some volatility kick into the market, because that's obviously where Stonksy thrives. And yeah, it's really catching it now. I haven't looked at the 1 hour. Is the 1 hour closed red yet? No, so the 1 hour is still red. But obviously that will probably close soon if we carry on the way up. What else have we got here? OM 7% up today. Blimey, look at that. That had another one of its crazy pump and drops. ENA 59 cents. Obviously, I'm guessing this retraced quite hard. Yeah, from just above 70, but 13% up again today. So staying relatively strong in the market. ENA still one of the best performers. And yeah, if we're looking through, yeah, not obviously too much else that's sticking out. But most things are up 2, 3, 4, and then obviously some up 5% plus. Where have you gone? I can't find. Where is it? I've lost it. That was up 5% anyway. We covered dupe quite a few times actually over the past week. Got in last night. Nice. Also, I like syrup. Had to take another long 500% on that one. Very nice BPM. Well done, mate. He's absolutely smashing it. Yeah, syrup is one of your favorites, isn't it? It's one of your favorites. But yeah, I mean overall, obviously market is looking good. Sol's actually came into the next level. So yeah, we dropped down from there. There you go. So exactly where we'd mapped out, and these levels have been mapped out, haven't they, for weeks and weeks and weeks. But there you go, right into the range. Well, this zone here on Sol, and that seems to have obviously been the bottom at the moment, which could be. the bottom for, potentially the month. Interesting to know, is anyone expecting, I mean, look at that. What a catch there on Sol. Jesus. All the way from above 180. Is everyone else potentially thinking that we're going to do like a repeat of July where we put in the lower the month early? So, i.e., the lower the month is probably in for Bitcoin, if so. Does anyone think that is the case? XRP is making a good recovery as well, up 5% today. But yeah, Bitcoin is having a nice pump now. Obviously, it's Sunday. I don't know. Has our good friend Mr. Michael Saylor tweeted out today? Michael Saylor. No, he's actually not. Must be the first time in a while on a Sunday where he's not tweeted. So it doesn't seem like MicroStrategy have been buying anymore. But yeah, I mean, yeah, what an entry this was down here. In and around 12k. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Dot. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream, please, as well, if you haven't. But yeah, I mean, Stonksy's absolutely smashed it. Absolutely smashed it on the 1 hour, 5 minute. When we get these big volatility influxes, there's nothing better. There is nothing better. Sol looks like a bear flag, says Nick. Interesting. Can I say my Bitcoin target again, Dave? Yeah, go on. Hit me with it, mate. Hit me. You think we've got some more downside, do you, BPN? Guess. So I think we will drop a bit further, but we'll see. Yeah, where are you guys looking? Anyone that thinks we're going to drop a bit further? So BPN, Thunder, and anyone else in the chat that thinks, maybe we've not put the low in. Let me know where you guys think we're going to drop to. Now, obviously, this is going to be a big area, as you can see from on Friday when we were just smashing into 16k. It's going to be huge resistance, and it's going to be quite tough, I think, for Bitcoin to break through it. It's going to be really well defended, this, because obviously as soon as it gets back above 16k, it can start looking back towards 19, 20. But yeah, I mean, we've recovered and obviously pumped on a Sunday. Now, obviously, for the people that have been around a couple of years, we always used to say don't trust weekend pumps. And I suppose dumps. But yeah, you guys, let me know what your target is. BPN, Dunder. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Yeah, I mean, if we go and have a look on the daily, so you can see it's obviously a clear range breakdown, isn't it? It's a clear range breakdown, but we obviously have tested the previous all-time high area for support on the daily, which actually has come in all fairness. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely see this area in and around, say, like 109 to 108. I think is obviously huge. This is a huge area here. If we did say this was just a relief pump and then we rolled over into here, I think that's then where you could see the buys, the big momentum shift back to the upside from there. 110k, my guess. Otherwise, lower. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, 110k would pretty much come in, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's 110k. So that would pretty much come into that area that I've just been looking at. I think this is definitely potential area. If it did come into there, it's kind of do or die, isn't it then? Because obviously you start really dropping back down to some quite serious, levels if you start going back below there. And then suddenly this starts looking really toppy. So, yeah, we'll see. But, yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. I definitely wouldn't rule it out, yeah. I definitely wouldn't rule it out. Evening, Wiz. How we doing, mate? How's your weekend been? Indeed, yeah. I think we could see it. Could see it for sure. Been calling 108 for weeks when no one said or wanted to hear it. Crazy, it might actually hit. Yeah, to be fair, Ben, BPN, you have been calling for that, and so is Loki as well. Loki is another guy, obviously, he comes in the streams. Everyone will know Loki, but he is another one who has been, the past couple of weeks saying lower, going to go lower. We're going to start expanding to the downside. So, yeah, big up to you, and obviously Loki's not here at the moment, but 90k says Thunder. Oh, God. I don't know if I'd say I don't know if I could see it coming back from there. I think that would really just mess everything up, to be honest. Being fun, yeah, mate, not bad. Tuesday PMI will be key. Could be very, very volatile this week. Do you see how much Coinbase got smashed on Friday? Closed at minus 16%. Look at that. Look at that. If it comes back into there on the daily, I mean, obviously that is quite a considerable drop down, isn't it, from there? But if it comes back into there on a daily, I think that would be a really good, really nice area. MSTR. I really wish I'd have shorted it when I was talking about it. It was right up here, wasn't it, Wiz? We're going to talk about shorting MSTR. But it's obviously making its way to the demand zone on the daily, what has been demand for the past couple months here. I still think this area is a possibility. Coming in, in and around, like, say, 350 to 340. This still interests me on MSTR. But yeah, weak guidance. 80k is the worst case, but it would still be bullish. But 90% sure we're not going there. If we go to 80k, mate, if we went back to 80k, I think that's the cycle done then. The amount of like money and time. The thing is, it's time in it, BPN. That's the thing everyone's got to remember is we don't get just like instant, just like reversals doing the market, whether it be up or down. You get the volatile move and it's just chop. So for whatever reason we did go, if you call it, you could say 90k, 80k, whatever. If we did drop all the way down, you're back to April. April to now is 4 months, isn't it? So then you're talking the time to get down there, then get down here, and then potentially have some bottoming pattern, and then another round of time to obviously pump back up. Bearing in mind, then obviously you're going to be re-entering key supply areas and stuff. I don't think there would be even the time. I mean, obviously the money's always there. It doesn't really matter, does it? Trying to think who'd be buying will always be a way for price to get there, but I think it's the time that would just see it off. I just don't think it would. For me anyway, because I just can't see how it would continue after this year. It'll have been going up for 3 years straight come, obviously, January, so. Oi. Hello, Shawnee. You alright, mate? Got a feeling we hold above 110. I think the cycle argument is dead. This is institutional now, and we'll move to the beat of their drum. I mean, potentially, yeah. Potentially. Crash will come when we see the whole market crash. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it is interesting because obviously I would still probably say that, the direction of the market is still probably in like OG hands and, the hands of exchanges and market makers. But I do think, with obviously each, passing day or week or whatever, obviously institutions get their hands on more and more. It does kind of shift that weight. I don't know if it's there yet, to the point where, obviously, I mean, the ETF's a huge part, but I don't think that, for me anyway, I don't think they quite outweigh probably, the people in the shadows that have, ran the market for years and years and years. But, no doubt, I think, obviously over the next, near future and then, obviously years, you will have just full control probably eventually with the ETFs, and they'll just have full entire control. So yeah, that's it's an interesting discussion though. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about the cycle argument being dead. I think that is definitely that's definitely another topic in it, is like, does the halvings actually really matter that much now? Now you'll always get excitement, won't you, after the halvings and stuff. But does it actually really matter that much? It's quite interesting. Honestly, I've taken my watch off. My thinking is, yes, cycles, but why would they dump it early if they can keep taking more off people? I try to think like a savage. That's the best way to think, innit? Is it the best way to think, really? Like, how would you fuck as many people over as possible? It's basically what you should think. Like, how's your week looking, David? Yeah, good, mate. It's good. Standard, pretty standard week, but yeah. Pretty standard week. In terms of obviously guests, we'll obviously have Save with Crypto on Wednesday, and then we'll go from there. I think we rally a little bit longer now. Yeah, we could do. I mean, it will be 3 years, won't it, in January? That's like, and then again, does it really matter that much when there's obviously just money constantly buying? I mean, look at what happened. Last week or the week before? 80,000 Bitcoin sold off. Obviously, probably some to OTC desks and stuff too. But still, that's like 80,000 Bitcoin. That if you was to market sell it, could have had an impact, but the market just absorbed it so easily. Whatever they obviously sold at market. I bought a 20-litre terracotta bot just in case you wanted to use that to judge the direction of the markets. What the hell is that? Terracotta pot? What is it, James? I want to use that to judge the direction of the market. I don't know what it is. I would love to know. I suppose I could ask Grok. BPN also thinks that. I'm also expecting one of the worst crashes we've seen, so prolonged top would fit well. Yeah, I mean, I think that, like we said, in terms of like, it will just match everything else. There will definitely be like a huge market reset across the board eventually. Probably, maybe starting like next year, and it might take a few years to play out. So, in terms of that, it's actually quite interesting that you say that, yeah, because obviously, traditional markets take a long time for moves to play out, don't they? They're not like crypto where you can have basically a full cycle within a week. So potentially that maybe like kind of messes up Bitcoin cycle again. Like we're potentially seeing now is if the stock market just takes like a decline for like a 2-3 year period, just obviously constantly dropping over time with bounces. Could that keep Bitcoin submerged for a while and just completely just eradicate obviously the 4-year cycle? You think? I don't know for sure. Lots of big players now. It's just a little pot. I had a beer to spin the bottle for upside versus downside. Compare results with Stonksy. Spin the bottle. Yeah, nice, mate, nice. Sounds like you've had a good weekend then. Sounds like you've had a good weekend picking up your terracotta pot or whatever it's called. I like it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty. The thing is, it's pretty easy from here, isn't it? Or you say it's easy. It is pretty easy because we're either going to come up back here and reject, or we'll reclaim the range, and that's it. Obviously, that's if we get a test of 116k again. But, you know, once we test that, we're either coming back into the range, aren't we, and reclaiming it, or obviously rejecting and falling back down. Now, obviously, here's the current low. So, obviously, back down here, we either, you know, test demand again and hold, or if we sink through, probably come into here. And, you know, I would be expecting this to hold. I would be shocked if it didn't, to be honest. I think it would be a really bad outlook if it didn't. So then from there, I think that, and, you know, obviously, just waiting. I think, you know, waiting for confirmation of test there, or obviously test of the downside again. And then that will probably lead us one way or another. But I think, you know, looking at Bitcoin for this coming week, I think like that just looks, it's obviously just very easy and very simple in it. But I think that's literally all we need for this week. Is obviously see what happens if we test the underside of the range again. See what happens when we test, obviously, what is the current low. And then, you know, from there, obviously, the next move can generate. Palanta earnings tomorrow after market too. Oh, really? Just closed my trade, pushing the button I did not want to. Stupidity. What did you close under? What was it that you had on? Long, short. For Bitcoin, Death Cross 4 hour is near. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to that stuff, but obviously, I suppose it's already indicated, hasn't it, that this move was coming. My 108 target, 106,800 to 108,000 would be a savage quick drop, which I think fits well. Uni trade long 2k profit. Well, I mean, you might have closed it by accident, but at least, you know, you escape with 2k profit. Even if it's an accident, at least you sealed the profits, you know. Yeah, I mean, a pull into here would be good. A pull into here would be nice. I suppose it would then, obviously, yeah, it would just maybe cause like max fear and panic too, wouldn't it? Even though not really drop that much, but you would just have like complete hysteria, and literally all we'd be doing is coming testing the origin of the breakout. Obviously, like the impulse move. So, wanted more. We always want more, mate, don't we? We always want more profit. Always. But yeah, yeah, I think this is interesting. I'm gonna keep an eye on coin. Are you gonna keep an eye on coin, Wiz? We could even see it bounce from here, but yeah, I mean, obviously another pullback. I think into here, you know, is fantastic, isn't it? That's fantastic risk reward. The circle, on the other hand, is now obviously drifting towards. Now, obviously, I think you covered it, didn't you, Wiz, on Friday, where you could, you know, potentially see. Yeah, I think it was in and around here, wasn't it, where you could maybe see a good entry point. For me, I'm not like just really like excited to get into circle, so it doesn't really bother me if it came into here and then bounced and I missed it. Obviously, I would just rather enter at max risk reward point, which would be down here. If it comes, like I say, if it doesn't, if it comes down, it maybe into here or fills this gap and goes, that's fine. But for me, I want to enter max risk reward point, which would obviously be pulling into here. And a pretty good gift, to be fair. It would be a good gift. But yeah, MSTR. Again, I think if we got the push down to like 350, 340, then I think that's quite interesting as well. Yeah, looking at ETH Treasury plays. Okay. Okay, nice. I like it. I still can't believe that BNB one. That company that did a BNB Treasury or just announced one. That pump was absolutely scandalous, wasn't it? Absolutely scandalous. Shocking, really. BPN 2 days on the trade. Thought getting some higher prices, still got some room up, I think. Well, yeah, to be fair, if Bitcoin obviously comes and presses 116k, then that will obviously probably give everything another nice push. I wish I'd have got in here last night. Did anyone get in down here? Did anyone long down here? Was anyone like looking at the chart at this time? I wasn't. But obviously, you know, to get in anywhere in and around 112 has obviously been a fantastic play so far. And of course, Stonksy caught it very nicely. There we go, there's the reversal. Then short it, yeah. You got filled at 112, 500. Only a small as well. Small order is better than none, innit? A small order is better than none because it's nicely up from that point. So yeah, nice, mate, nice. I like it. I wonder how fast ETH could recover. That was a nasty drop on ETH, weren't it, in the end? And this was actually a region I know we was looking at because it's around the yearly open, isn't it? Which we was looking for. But I mean, yeah, that is a pretty strong drop. But again, you know, look at how aggressive that sell-off was on ETH. Look at it on Bitcoin. Yeah, it's just very like aggressive, wasn't it? Like just perfectly walked down almost. Every bounce sold. It pumps after I sold it. Lol, story of my life. I think some institutions will be sniffing around ETH this week. Some accumulation. Yeah, I mean, well, there's a very good chart, isn't there? Where so little chart pattern that is obviously potentially playing out on ETH and Bitcoin for obviously anyone interested. So, and it typically goes like this. You'll have obviously move up, then you'll have like just range play, then drop out the range, and then in and then away. So obviously if we're looking at that, you've obviously got like, you know, you could call this liquidation, trap, whatever you want, fake out, whatever you want to label it. But like if you look at ETH there, that's exactly what we've got at the moment. You've got the push up, then you've got obviously compression inside a range, you've got the move down, liquidation, you know, trap, whatever. If we regain this range, then obviously then you could see, you know, regain the range, and then like see it really power through then. But if you look at Bitcoin, you know, obviously remember that in your mind. You look at Bitcoin and it looks exactly the same as well. You know, move up, trading inside the range, drop down. Is this liquidation? Is this the trap? To then regain the range and then obviously start pushing up to the highs. Something for us to bear in mind. We'll leave this here. We will leave this drawn out on the ETH chart and we'll have a look to see obviously what happens this week if we do get this. Coinbase dumped a lot of ETH over the weekend, did they? Oh, right. Are you interested in Coinbase stock at all, Wiz? Or are you maybe waiting for some levels lower? It's had a pretty gnarly sell-off, hasn't it, from the high? Thing is, if you just shorted that, like that was literally it. You know, it took 4 years for Coinbase to finally get back to filling in, because obviously it had a horrendous sell-off, didn't it? That was obviously first day, and then second day, obviously just completely plummeted. It took it 4 years to get back there. So I suppose, yeah, like shorting it at that point was probably a good idea, weren't it? In hindsight, of course. But, you know, already down 28%. But, you know, if you come into here, you're down then, 40. Which, I don't know. I don't know if it does or not, but I think that's the point where I'd definitely be interested in this. Not unless it goes lower. I think it's overvalued. Yeah. I mean, if it comes into that grey box, I'm definitely interested. Because really all it needs is obviously Bitcoin to go back up, doesn't it? And it'll just get dragged along for the ride anyway. But yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. I will be keeping an eye on it. And yeah, I think that's obviously overall, that's where we are. I think, you know, as always, main character, Bitcoin, will dictate where we go. But, you know, ETH's looking good. Sol is looking fantastic. So, obviously, this is our Sol chart. And obviously, this zone that we had highlighted turned out to be a really good entry point. Obviously came down, retested this SR area here, and we held it perfectly. So that is looking quite good, I think. You know, as long as this holds, potentially have got a key obstacle to overcome here. Obviously getting back above this SR here. You know, obviously this was proving to be a real thorn in the side, wasn't it? Like, you know, once, twice, 3 times, and then we got the flip to support. But yeah, Sol's looking pretty juicy. I mean, if we was to drop below that region now, you know, where would we be looking? Probably somewhere in and around there, maybe. I think we'd drop down towards 150. But yeah, been really nice movement on Sol. But yeah, I think that's all for tonight. Thank you very much, obviously, for joining me. It's been great. All you great people in the chat. And, of course, anyone who's just been watching in the background. Appreciate you very much. I hope you've had a great weekend. I hope we're going to have a great week as well. We should obviously have plenty of opportunities coming this week. We should, obviously, for where Bitcoin is, get some nice volatility. You know, whether it regains the range, rejects, whatever. But yeah, please do make sure you drop a like if you haven't. And of course, I'll see you all tomorrow for my stream. And for those of you that are in Stonksy, make sure you get in the Discord. Let's get involved. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.